Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Oliver's Musical Genius, in search of the perfect jam. This is the last video in a sub-series of a series. But I do want to talk a little bit about it. So I've been doing this series of videos called I Have to Practice All of My Songs. And so that's exactly what I've been doing, practicing all of my songs. I've practiced all of my songs associated with my band, the Handshake. I've moved on to practicing all of the songs that I've been developing for my new band called Eros, Pragma, which is a jazz band. And I've practiced many of the songs, and in the last 6 or so videos, I've been practicing a song related to this book. So, Eros Pragma, like I said, is going to be a jazz band, and many of the songs are going to be songs that I've composed, on the one hand. On the other hand, I'm not a very good jazz guitarist, so I needed to learn something myself. So part of my journey was to pick up this book, Joe Pass Guitar Style. And I've learned one etude from this book. It is the blues etude, the first blues etude. There are several, on page 35 of this book. It's a blues in C, typical jazz, bebop, tonal harmony type of blues. So nothing fancy, but you know, it's bebop, so it's not easy. And so today, it just happens to be a Sunday where I'm recording these, although I don't release them all on the same day. I release them every single day, so I usually batch videos on a weekend. And so I was almost tempted to move on because I hadn't played any chords today. I've only been really playing melodic content, but my better impulse and a good reminder is not to bite off more than you can chew, and focus and focus on one thing before you and feel really master it, I guess, before you move on to the next thing. So I was going to move on to another etude from another book, but actually what I'm going to do for this last video is to essentially review everything that I've done so far. So I'm not going to put a particular time limit on this play session. What I'm going to do is what I've been doing. By the way, this book, you can help the channel if you wish to by buying this book through the link in the description. So, like I said, I'm working on repertoire for my band that I'm forming and composing music for, called Eros Pragma, and I needed to have a blues, a traditional jazz blues. So what I've decided to do is learn traditional jazz language through this book, which it's chock full of. And what I'm doing is what I've been doing all day today, and you'll see the videos. They'll already have been released by now. This is the last video. Is I play the etude, which is the actual material straight out of the book, and then I improvise for chorus, and I go back and forth like that the whole time. And my hope is that over time, either my improvisations will get better and will stand on their own, and I'll abandon the etude altogether, or the etude will organically show up in my playing, generally speaking, over time. Or finally, what I'll do, if neither of those things happen after a good while, is I will manually change the etude gradually, note by note, until I've altered it such that it becomes mine rather than his. So that's the plan. So I've already played this, I've already practiced this etude for several hours today, but I'm going to do one last video where I go through all the different positions that I've learned it in, just as I guess a kind of recap. So I am playing it, Joe Pass Blues, in the key of C. And I'm just going to play it 100 BPM. And this is a I Will Pro backing track, and I've learned it in many positions. So I'm just going to play this over and over again, but once again for at least 10 minutes in every position, and then I'll improvise in that position as well until I'm comfortable, and I'll move on through, and then I'll be done for the day. And then the next videos you'll see of me will be playing a blues in F, just playing the chords. So anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy. I guess my Bluetooth speaker died. I'm sorry for all the screen freezes. I'm going to actually have to look into why the hell that's happening after all these videos. Maybe I'll get to the 500 video before I figure out why my screen is freezing.